Hi guys! So I came up with this concept in the Philippines where instead of retelling the same general stories about how my trip went and posting and tagging every picture and video I took, that I would just make one video with my stories and the pictures and videos and just make one big tag. Hip, hip. So what inspired me to make the hashtag Patty in Pinas was that I was traveling by myself, and even though my mom and my sister came too, they flew separately from me and they had already visited a couple years ago, so they were like one step above me, and because they had already visited, they kind of have an idea of what's been going on already while everything was still new to me. I didn't really think of my trip as a vacation, but more like a long-awaited visitation because I was born in the Philippines. I left when I was 8 years old and I haven't been back since, so I just couldn't believe I was finally back. One thing I thought I was prepared. One thing I thought that I was prepared for, but I guess I really wasn't, was the heat. Once I landed, I could already feel the heat from inside the plane. And then when I walked out, oh my god, I thought I was in an outdoor sauna. The first thing that immediately got my attention was the traffic. Oh my god. Okay, the driver that picked me up was driving in the middle of 2 lanes, and that's when I started freaking out. Basically, to sum up Philippine traffic, lanes don't matter. It's pretty much a free-for-all, and people jaywalk like it's nobody's business. And there are people that try to sell you things in the middle of the road while you're parked at a red light, and it's like really obscure things too. So just on my first day, I already met up with some family and friends, and people are actually surprised that I still know how to speak Tagalog. They'll come up to me and approach me and be like, "Hello, how are you?" And I'd be like, "Mabuti naman po." She still knows? Backtracking to about a month or so ago, my super foggy cousin visited California, and obviously I had to speak Tagalog to him. I was having a little bit of a hard time, but I figured it out. I was having a hard time speaking Tagalog because most of my English is slang and cursing. If I were to translate slang directly into Tagalog, it wouldn't make sense. Like, for example, if I were ever to say something like, "Hey, who's down to get shit-faced later?" If I had to translate it in Tagalog, it would probably sound something like, "Hoy, sinong bababa sa tayong mukha mamaya?" And to lay down some more honesty, or probably an obvious fact, I'm a really vulgar person, and since I was speaking about 97% Tagalog the entire time I was there, I kind of had a lack of cursing, and the moments that I did have the opportunity to curse, I would mix English and Tagalog with it. So it kind of sounded something like, "Is that another mosquito bite? Fucking shit, putangina, god damn it." But one of the things that we did while I was over there was that we went to Bicol, which is my mom's hometown, and that's pretty much where we spent Noche Buena, or in a more understandable term, Christmas Eve. And it was a lot of fun. We also visited my dad's side of the family in Nueva Ecija, and that was a little more of an emotional trip for me. I got to spend time with my mom's parents while I was already in the States, but my dad's mom, I haven't seen her since I left. So it was really nice to see that she was still in good shape and that she still remembered me, and just seeing everything pretty much still the same. It was really cool. Another place that I visited was Zambales with my parents' group of friends and their families, and it was a beach trip. It was really nice going to a beach that wasn't treated like a national park. You could do whatever you wanted. And it was really cool spending time with my old friends again, especially like before we were all kids, and now we're all grown up and like laughing together, talking together, having drinks together. It was a really nice thing to see how we all turned out, but we're all still really tight. Getting to spend New Year's in the Philippines again was really fun. Why? Fireworks. Like, if you thought you went hard for fireworks at 4th of July, that's actually nothing compared to what goes on over there. You pretty much have like a homemade Disneyland fireworks show in your own backyard, and all the other houses have it too. So it's just lots of explosions and colors and lights going on at the same time. But the thing is, it pretty much sounds like you're in a fucking war. I was kind of afraid being outside because I wasn't sure exactly what was gonna happen. But it was cool. I'm alive. My hands are still here. But the main reason for going to the Philippines this year was because I had a cousin that was getting married. And it was a really fun wedding. Everything was just really nice, and they're a really cute couple. So congrats to the newlyweds, and Ate, thank you for making me part of your entourage and part of the entertainment. But while my trip is all fun and games, I want to talk about the one thing that could have potentially ruined it for me. I want to talk about the massacre that was my mosquito bites. Holy shit! I was not prepared for this at all. I got at least 2 or 3 new bites a day. If you're friends with me on Facebook, you might have seen the post where I mentioned that I was happy for my gown for my cousin's wedding being long, because then it would cover all of my mosquito bites, because it just happened on my legs. Funny I mentioned that. Literally right after the reception, I got bites on my arms. I think those fucking mosquitoes stalked me on Facebook. My legs and some parts of my arms just look like a fucking pepperoni pizza. I was not safe anywhere. And these bastards were really sneaky. Most of them came in my sleep. Like, I think one mosquito like took a bite out of me and then decided that my blood was really good, and then he ends up telling the entire barangay about it, and then suddenly I'm getting gang raped by 5 mosquitoes, and when I wake up there's all these fucking bites all over me. And my family was trying to make up excuses as to why I was being bitten. They were saying shit like, "Oh, your blood is just sweet. They missed you. It just means you taste good." But all in all, I still had an amazing time while I was over there. 11 years away is actually a really long time, especially since that time period was like my developing years. I left while I was a little kid, and suddenly I'm coming back as this full-grown adult. A lot changed. The people that used to take care of me or tease me, I'm actually having legit conversations with, having drinks with, just being on the same page with each other and still understanding where each other came from. I realized that because of this trip, there's suddenly all these people back in my life. I'm really grateful for things like Facebook and other types of social media that just helps me keep in touch with them. While I was away, I always imagined coming back to the Philippines and visiting all the people that I had left, but I never thought that I would be visiting graves too. With that said, I can't help but wonder how differently things would have turned out, or how differently I would have turned out if I never left. There's definitely some changes I want to make after this trip. One obvious thing is to speak Tagalog a lot more frequently, just because I don't ever want to lose the language. I don't want to lose my link to the culture. I want to keep in touch better with my family and friends over there. So sa mga kapamilya at mga kaibigan ko, maraming salamat sa oras ninyo at sa mga bagong alaala. Till next time!
Let it go, let it roll right off your shoulder. Don't you know, the hardest part is over. Let it in, let your clarity define you in the end. We will only just remember how it feels. Our lives are made in these small hours, these little wonders, these twists and turns of fate. Time falls away, but these small hours still remain. Let it slide, let your troubles fall behind you. Let it shine till you feel it all around you. And I don't mind if it's me you need to turn to. We'll get by. It's the heart that really matters in the end. Our lives are made in these small hours, these little wonders, these twists and turns of fate. Time falls away, but these small hours still remain. All of my regret will wash away somehow, but I cannot forget the way I feel right now. In these small hours, these little wonders, these twists and turns of fate.